Urban Ranger here, out in the sticks again. That's my shadow. I cast a long shadow. Well, in the event, out here on the trail, came out to just do a quick power walk and hike and maybe some trail running. But decided to take a time out to do a video. What I wanted to comment on was that a few weeks ago when we'd gotten a snow here, I'd gone out to make a shelter and eat and then pack up and get out of there. As I said before, it was an exercise. I'm more versed, let's say, in surviving in metro environments, as I call them, with nothing. Not that I was ever homeless per se, but there were instances where I was living on the streets, and even though I had some outdoor experience, well, a lot of outdoor experience actually, nothing to the extent of survival in the sense of making it. So in these situations, when I found myself without a dwelling and just with a backpack full of supplies and such, I survived. In the winter of an inner city, I survived. I managed to not only find shelter, but keep warm. Food, I acquired food. Not really going to go too much into it. Definitely I'll do something on it in the future, but as far as being out in the sticks, as I like to call it, survival out here, survival is survival anywhere, and I'm all about mastering my environment. It's my philosophy. Be a master of your environment. I'm out here, I live out here, I'm gonna master it. I've mastered the city and the urban environment. Now it's time to come out here and master it. So I came out in the snow with the intentions of making a shelter and eating a meal, staying warm. It was cold, wet, and miserable. And I have nothing but respect and admiration for those who are adept at bushcraft in winter and staying comfort and things like that. Not survival in the sense of primal need to stay alive. The ability to come out in the elements and be comfortable, adapting to that environment, mastering it, and staying alive. Well, and in the event, like I said, that exercise could have gone better. I walked away with some lessons. I'll upload, oh yeah, it was so cold that my camera stopped working. The one that I'm using now, it's just so cold that day. It just wouldn't work. So I couldn't film it. I did do a take before getting out of the car. Urban Ranger here. I'm out in the sticks. It's snowing, wet, cold. I haven't left my vehicle yet, but I'm going to go out and have lunch. I'm going to try to make a shelter. And when I try, I'm going to make a shelter. I'm going to sit down, put on some food, eat some lunch, warm up, and then get out of Dodge, then get out. I'll probably be hiking in about a mile to where I'm going to set up camp. The challenge for this is not only the weather, the fact that I have hardly any winter gear. I have a puff, little down jacket, and not little down, foldable, packable jacket, and just some trail shoes, some good socks, Gore-Tex shoes, and no gaiters. I've got some base layer on, and that's about it. Base, mid, the layers, base, mid, and outer layer. My outer layer is questionable. It's, so this is what I'm going to attempt, and I'll be filming it. So here I go, mastering my environment. In any event, lessons learned: A-frame versus lean-to for the snow, but preferably you want a tent. However, I was just doing a hiking in, hiking out, so I didn't want to have all of that equipment with me, and I'm quite frankly looking for a lightweight one-man, tent shelter. In any event, nothing but respect for those who can do it. I will be mastering it. There's winter going to be upon us. I will be out in it, and I will be thriving. But like I said, working on these outdoor skills, been out here, for the past, I don't know how many years, but it's been a while, since getting back out here. And as you can see, it's pretty foggy, but still beautiful. And I will be uploading more content, and just sharing my philosophy. I'll be amping things up, don't worry. These won't be boring lectures. I'll be getting into demos, I guess. I wouldn't call them tutorials, but if you can learn something from them, I'll try to make them as instructional as possible. Like many of us, the basis will be for anything you can find on the internet or online, or from someone who is just as versed, or if not more so, than myself in the outdoors. But I'm coming from definitely from a practical, poor man's perspective, but with the intent on mastering it, being just as good as any, Navy SEAL or Army Ranger, which I have military, special forces in my family, and the name Ranger in my name honors that, and honors all those who serve our country. Whether I agree with the politics or the politicians there now. But having said that, remember to always be a master of your environment.